Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second live video training session for Texas Casting Film TV. We've had some more exciting news this week. I was contacted by a member, and they were cast in a national car commercial. So, bravo! Things are still just doing great for our group. So today I wanted to talk about our resumes. There's so much confusion in regards to our resume, and people ask me the question a lot. They ask, should you have a 1 or 2 page resume? That is the first question I would like to answer. And I received a lot of emails, and thank you so much for the emails in regards to that. 1 page. Do not, most casting agents, directors, they do not have time to sift through a lot of information. So it's best that you always have 1 page. It's critical. And normally I have cast. I know a lot of you have cast, which is remarkable. We're all out there working, and we're busy. And let's say we cast for one role, and you get a resume, and it's 2-3 pages long, and it's kind of crazy. It's like, we don't need all that information on there. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk specifically about what do you have on that 1 page resume. You think to yourself, oh my gosh, I have so much, I'm going to leave something really important out. But no, we'll make sure that we cover everything. Let's see who's here. Hi, Rick, Alejandro, Stacy, hi, Dave, it's nice to see you, and Molly. Molly, you're the expert in the field, so you'll probably send me some emails going, are you sure about that? Again, guys, this is from my experience, and before doing any of these live videos, I wanted to make sure I reach out to some powers that be to get their opinions, some casting directors, some cast directors, producers, what are you looking for? And a friend of mine, Joanne, she just had a huge casting yesterday, so I'm sure she appreciated that 1 page resume. So let's talk about that. What do you have on your resume? Well, the first thing that you want to have, obviously, is your contact information. Your current name. Some people change their name, so make sure you're very consistent with that. Telephone number. Make sure you have your height, your weight, your hair color. Let's see, email. Make sure you have your email in there. If you are represented by an agent, make sure you have your agent's information listed on there. It is critical to the project. Especially if it's SAG, if you leave off your agent's information, you should always have your agent's name on there. Also, your union affiliation. Are you SAG? Are you SAG eligible? Sometimes that does make a difference as well when people are casting, is this actor, SAG eligible, non-union? So make sure you have that on there as well. So some people put their photograph on there. Personal preference, it's whatever you want. I personally don't put my picture on my resume because normally on the flip side of your resume, you're turning in your headshot, stapled, as we all know. And so I don't put my picture. So up at the top, of course, there's a particular format that you would use, smaller print for your contact information, your agent's name over to the side, to the right, with their telephone number, of course, and email. And then your first column, you're going to, I'm talking strictly film here. So, forgive me, all of you wonderful stage theater people, this is strictly just film. And if you're pursuing a career in film, do not list your stage work because it's so different. A stage actor is big, as we all know. acting for the camera is all right here. So you may have a tremendous amount of work, stage work, but do not list that on your film resume. So what you're going to list is you're going to list your film credits first. One thing one subject I'd like to touch on is I receive a lot of I receive some resumes, and they will have background listed on the resume. Do not list anything other than speaking roles on your resume. It's great that we're all working and we're out there and we are doing all that is film. That's fantastic. I've worked a lot of background, and it's a tremendous way to get, free education, eyes open, mouth, closed, and just listen and watch. It's amazing, but don't list it on your resume. So you're going to want to list your film credits, and you're going to want to list film first with your credits, and then TV secondly. And there's a new one out here now, web series. That's completely different from the first two. So you do want to list web series as something that's separate. And then commercials. You do want to, you want a verbiage on your resume that says commercials, and you want to list, all you want to put is conflicts upon request. And basically what that means is, say you're being cast for a Whirlpool commercial, and you've already done a Samsung dryer commercial. Well, that's kind of a conflict. So it's important that you do let those, casting know that there potentially could be a conflict, that you have done commercial work before. So make sure that you have that little verbiage on there, but don't list out your credits for your commercials. That's really not necessary. The next thing that you want to make sure that you list on your resume, and a lot of people don't realize the amazing skills that each of us have. We think, oh, well, I don't know karate and I don't know stage combat. And no, if you're a great gardener, list it. If you're a great listener, list it. That's a great skill. A lot of people don't have that. But certainly skills that you are trained at. I have a really good friend in Houston. Hi, Stacy. I hope you're still listening. That is consistently training in the martial arts. So things like that, of course, they're looking for. If you're great at bicycling or skateboarding, or you're a seamstress. So make sure you list out your special skills. So I always list 10 key because I was an accountant for 30 years. So I'm a 10 key expert. The next thing that you want to make sure that you always list on your resume is your training. I look for that. I would, sometimes I know when I was first starting out, I was so desperate for projects, on my resume. I would look at people's resume and I would just admire it and think, oh, I can't wait till one day that I have, some nice credits listed. Think about the things, if you were, if you and a friend and another friend or whatever made a short film years ago, list that. That's another question that people ask. They say, well, do I list a project from 20 years ago? Well, it depends on how much you have listed.